Welcome to web development class. Today we are going to show you how you can use icons on your web pages. First of all, icons are used to represent a word while coding. For example, if I want to type car, I don't want to type car. I'm going to use a symbol here, this car symbol or the cloud symbol or the thumbs up symbol. To bring out these things, there is no magic you're going to do. You're going to type some codes and there's things you need to do. First of all, you need to visit Font Awesome, and the icons you are going to be using throughout these lectures is going to be Font Awesome 4. We are using Font Awesome 4. First of all, when you're using Font Awesome 4, this is the link for Font Awesome 4. Then when you see link real style sheet, these are the links for Font Awesome 4. But if you're using mobile device, anytime you're inserting your icons, you need to have data, and your data needs to be on. Now if you observe, my data is on and I have data, so I can view these icons. Okay, for example, now let me show you what I'm saying. I'll copy these codes here. I'll put my iCodeGo. I showed you guys in the previous class how you can create a folder, create a file, and all those things. Alright, this is the link for iCodeGo for Font Awesome 4. That's the link. So I'm going to view what I just finished coding. Alright, the thing is showing. You can see cloud, you see love, you see car, you see file, and you see the hamburger at the last. This is the function. The first one was far cloud, far cloud. The second one was far heart. The third one is far car, far. If you don't have data and you on your data, the icons will not be shown. So you need to have a data so that your icons can be shown. Alright, we are moving to the next thing we are going to do is HTML entity. HTML entity is a piece of text strings that begins with an ampersand and ends with a semicolon. Alright, for example, there's something else we use while coding. It is not an it is an a symbol. It is equivalent to icons, but sometimes it may not have everything you want. Maybe you don't want to stress yourself getting for an awesome link. You just want to go directly and get a symbol without you stressing yourself. For example, I'll just come here and write, start with an ampersand, that's what it said, and end with a semicolon. I'm going to type an equiv. Have you seen this an equiv? I've saved it. Alright, and now come click on the spanner here, open it. I think it's opening. Have you seen that this hamburger here, the last one here, is different from this one here, but it's still the same thing. The difference between this one and this one is because this one has a link like from Font Awesome. This one you are just coding it without any link. It's just on its own. You don't even need Font Awesome link to function. This one will just function without Font Awesome link. Alright, iCodeGo has so many features that I really love. If you don't want to stress yourself, you can just come to this panel and have so many HTML entities you want. You just click on HTML entity list. Under HTML entity list, you will find so many HTML entities. So many HTML entities you want to use. You want to use hash, you just come and copy this hash here, the hash link, and just go and paste everything. You just copy this, and if you start with an ampersand and close with a colon, you have to copy the ampersand and close it with a colon and to show. So that is the usefulness of HTML entities. Alright, we move next to the next thing we are going to study today is CSS stylings. Okay, CSS styling. I told you guys, I said that in CSS we have, like, CSS is used to decorate your web pages. HTML is used to create the web pages, while CSS is used to decorate the web page. For example, you bought a clothes and your clothes is just cotton. The cloth is cotton. The decoration of the cloth is the CSS. That's the color you're going to add, the dye you're going to add in the cloth. So the decoration of an HTML code is the CSS. Alright, what is the meaning of CSS? CSS is cascading style sheet. We have three types of styling. We have the inline styling by using the style attribute inside the HTML element. When you're using inline styling is, for example, coming in between this icon here and typing, for example, you type style, not for example, type style, you type style. Alright, you bring out the equals to and you bring out this column. And that's, for example, that is how a styling works. That's how a styling, an inline styling works. An external styling is the one where you create an external file. That's when we are linking HTML to CSS. But when we are using internal styling, observe, inline styling is styling it in between the HTML tags, while external styling is creating a new file and styling whatever you want to style. And when you're using external styling, you're going to identify it using a class. Once you want to style an icon, you give it a class and you move outside and style it. Alright, so now when you're using internal styling is when internal styling is you coding inside the HTML file. How is this possible? First of all, you have to create a style, and you close it. Inside there, you open it, a style. Alright, I have to close this, a style, and you close it. Sometimes why developer don't like using internal styling is because it will maybe make your work so jam-packed and it will be so close. So we rather choose to use inline styling or external styling. But throughout this class, you're going to be using external styling, much of external styling and less of inline styling. We're not going to be using internal styling, but you can still use internal styling if you choose to or if you want to. It's still good. Alright, so next thing we are moving now to is Flexbox. CSS can be used for so many things. You can use it to decorate, you can use it to change the color of a text, you can use it to change the color of a paragraph, you can use it to do so many things. This is example of an inline styling. It starts here from this style here and ends here. This is an example of inline styling. This is an example of external styling. Just when you're linking with an external file, and this is an example of inline styling of internal styling. It's an example of internal styling, and this is an example of external styling. Alright, CSS can be used to do so many things. Marvelous thing, you can use it to shift things, you can use it to impute colors, and use it to create things like drawings. CSS has so many features. So if you have your spare time, you can go to W3 Schools and study more on CSS. Alright, we're going to move into Flexbox. Alright, Flexbox is widely used by most web developers. Even I use Flexbox also because it helps you to put your things in container. Flexbox helps you to put your things in container. For example, this div here is a container. I'm going to give it a class. So if I put in this place that is 1, 2, 3, I can put an image there in the one, put an image in the second one, put an image in the third one. Once I come to my styling, under I'm going to say dot flex container and say display flex. It will just make the image to be exactly like this 1, 2, 3. It will just make the image be exactly like that. Alright, so div is used to do so many things. Flexbox is used to do so many things. You can use it to style your works without too much codes, because now HTML5 have made it possible for you to code without much codes. You just need a little code and little understanding. You can do whatever you want to do. Alright, now I'm going to move into grid. Grid is just like Flexbox, but the thing about grid is it has so many codes, so you need to understand what you are about to do and what you are doing. Alright, grid can be used to create a header, menu, right, footer. It can be used to create so many divs, but you need to understand how you place it. It works exactly as Flexbox. They are just brothers, siblings, so you have to understand how to use it and different ways how you can use it. Alright, so now we are coming to the end of our class. This is just a video clip, an intro to what we do. We are going to do inside HTML entities and CSS styling. If you have your free time, Google and search on all these things, sit down and study it, learn it, and you'll see a difference. Thank you very much.